Good morning, Kasturians. So, today we will try to understand some basic concepts of differentiation. So, first of all, before starting this topic, first of all, let us understand what is slope. Okay, as you can see from this graph, see, we are having one graph between x-axis and y-axis. Okay, and now we are having a straight line which is passing through the origin, and what do we want to do? We want to find out slope of this line. How we can do so? Simply, what we can do, we can name 2 points. One is, we have marked the 2 points as 1. This point we can let this point is 1, and this point we have assumed this is point number 2, and this point, see, these 2 points are joining at a point, we can say at this point 3, and these 2 points, we can say this point 1 and 2, they are making an angle theta. Okay, with this third point, or we can say with the x-axis. So what do we do to find the slope? What do? We simply find out the tan theta, and we already know what is tan theta. Tan theta is perpendicular per unit base. So first of all, we need to know this distance of this point from we can say x-axis, and of this point also from the x-axis, and the same way we have to find the distance of these 2 points from the x-axis also. So what we can do, we can assume that this distance of, we can say, point 1 from the x-axis is y1. Okay, so as you can see, here is y1, and let here we are having a point y2. So what we can say about this point? We can say that this distance of this point 2 from the x-axis is y2. Okay, and the same way we can also find these distances from the x-axis also. Let us assume that this point 1 is at a distance of, we can say, x1, okay, from the origin, and also this point 2, it is at a distance of, we can say, this point is at a distance of x2 from the origin. Okay, now it is simple that what is perpendicular in this triangle, this we can say this point is this line is perpendicular, and this line we can say is base. So what do we need to do? We can simple say that what is perpendicular? It will be y2 minus y1. See, y2 is this point and y1 is this point, and if we subtract this point y2 from if we subtract y1 from y2, what do we get? We get this part. And what is this? We can say this is distance between 2 and 3, or we can say perpendicular. Now if we want to find out the distance, we can say the base, which is 1 and 3, the distance between 1 and 3, we need to find. How we can find? We can simple subtract this distance x1 from x2. What do we get? We get this part. Okay, and this is what? Base. So we can write here x2 divided by x1. So this is simple. This is, we can say, this is slope of this line. Okay, and if we want to find slope at any other point, let us say we can want to find out between 2, and let us assume this point as 4. We want to find slope between these 2 points. It is simple. How we can find? Simple. We will again follow the same procedure, and we will find the slope. And what do we see when we find slope at different points on this line? What do we find? We find that the slope at all the points is same. Why? Why is this slope same? Because this line, we can say, this is a straight line. So we can say that here slope is constant in this case. So but if we want to find slope of a line, which is, let us say, this is in this case we had line. Now if you want to find the slope of a curve, see this curve, we are given a curve like this, and we want to find out slope of this curve. So first of all, let us assume the same way. Let us assume this is point 1 and this is point 2, and we want to find out slope between these 2 points. So the same way we will follow the procedure. See, this is angle, we can say this is angle theta, and what we can do, see, in that case we had a straight line, so we could easily find the, we can say, the perpendicular, base and hypotenuse. But in this case we are given a curve, so we cannot approximate this curve or we can say this line as hypotenuse. Okay, so and we want to find out slope. So what we can do? what we can do is, see these 2 points 1 and 2, we have assumed these points at very far, or we can say at a very large distance. So what we can do, we can reduce the distance of these 2 points and see like this. We can assume these 2 points same points as here. This point and this point is visible. Okay, we can assume these 2 points as this. Now what we can see that this was a huge curve. Now if we want to find out, if we are talking about this very small portion of this curve, so if we are talking about small portion of this curve, we can assume that this is a flat portion. So now we can assume this as hypotenuse. Now same way, this is point 1, point 2 and point 3. Now we can simply find the slope of this region. How? It is simple, in the same way as we have done before. Slope is equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Now we have seen one thing in this case. What is that? That the distance between these two, y2 point and y1 point and x2 point and x1 point. Okay, this was our y2 and this is y1, this is x2 and this is x1. So the distance between x2 and y2 and y1, it is very small as compared to the earlier case, and same way the distance between x2 and x1 is also small. So what we can say, this is small. So how we can write? We can write it as, due to this very small distance, or we can say very small change in distance, we can write it as dy by dx. Okay, now we can write the slope as dy by dx. And what else we can say? What is the slope? How do we define slope now? We define slope as change in we can say change in y-axis with respect to x. Okay, this is how we are defining slope. Okay, so up till now the concept of slope is very clear. Let us take one example. Now, how do we define current? What is current? Current is defined as rate of flow of charge per unit time. Okay, so how do we define rate of flow of charge? That means there is some change in the flow of charge, so we can write it as dq, and per unit time, okay, per unit time interval, so we can write it as dt. So this is an example of we can say this is an example of differential equation, that is current, okay, which is nothing but rate of flow of charge per unit time. Now let us understand some of the basic formulas for differentiation. So first of all, what we can say, first of all, let us see, if we are given y as a function of x, or we can say y is given as a function of x to the power n, and n here is a constant. Now we want to find differentiation of this y. How we will find dy by dx? We want to find this differentiation. How we will find it? We can simply write it as n x n to the power minus 1. Okay, so this is very basic formula of differentiation that we need to understand. Okay, so we can see this formula, and by this formula let us take one example, that is we are given y a constant value. Okay, so what we can see, we can if we want to differentiate this y with respect to x. Okay, so we are given a constant value. Let us assume that this constant is given given to us as 1. Okay, now but how we can write this 1? We can write 1 as 1 x to the power 0. Okay, why? Because anything to the power 0, it is always equals to 1. So if I am writing 1 x to the power 0, it means simple I am writing 1. Okay, so how we can write this? And according to the formula, first of all, what we need to do, we need to write the power of x, which is 0 here, that is in front. We have to write this power, that is 0. And now what we have to do, we have to write this x and n to the power 1, that is 0 minus 1. And first of you can see here I am getting 0, and anything multiplied with 0, we will get 0. So what we can see from this, we can see that differentiation of any constant value is always equals to 0. Okay, now let us move towards the second example. We can take the second example, which is, let us suppose we are given y is equals to x to the power 2. Now if we want to differentiate this value, what we will get? We want to differentiate dy by dx. We will simple by this formula, what we will do, we will put this value of n at the front 2, and now we will put x and n minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. What we get? 2x to the power 1. Okay, it is simple, but we got 2x. If we differentiate x square with respect to x, what do we get? We get 2x. Okay, up till now everything is clear. Okay, it should be clear. Now let us take one more example, which is y is equals to x to the power, we can say, minus half. Okay, or we can also write it as 1 upon under root x. Okay, if we are given 1 upon under root x, first of all we will convert it to this this type of equation. Now what we will do, simple, from the, you can see from the above this formula, we will do differentiation dy by dx. What we will get, first of all we will put this value of n at the front, minus 1 by 2, and x minus 1 by 2 minus 1. Okay, so what do we get? We get minus 1 by 2 x to the power. What we get this, if after solving this, what do we get? Minus 3 by 2. Okay, how you people already know. So after differentiating this value, we can say 1 upon under root x. What do we get? Minus 1 by 2 x to the power minus 3 by 2. Okay. Now let us see some of the formulas for this differentiation that will be that we will be using. Okay, very basics. First, we are given, first of all, we already know about this formula, d by dx, and what of y is equals to, if we are given y as a function of x to the power n, so about for this function we can easily find n x to the power n minus 1. Okay, the second thing is, if we are given function of y as e to the power x. Okay, how we will find the differentiation of this function? Differentiation of this function will be this function itself. Okay, after differentiating this function, we will be getting the same function. Now the third formula is, if we are having d by dx of, we can say, log x, what we will get? We will get, after differentiating this, we will get log x. Now what else? The fourth one is, if we are having if we want to find out differentiation of, we can say, a function, we can say trigonometric function of sin x. So what we will get? We will get simple, which is cos x. Now if we are given to find the differentiation of cos x, so what will be the differentiation of cos x? It will be minus sin x. The next formula is, if we are given to find out the differentiation of, you can say, tan x, what will be the differentiation of tan x? It will be sec square x. Next, if we want to find out the differentiation of, we can say, cot x, what will be that? It will be minus cosec square x. Now what next? Simple. Now we have found the till now tan x, differentiation of tan x, and differentiation of cot x. But now if we want to find out the differentiation of sec x, what will be that? It will be tan x and sec x. The next thing, if we are given to find out the differentiation of, we can say, cot x, we have found cosec x. What will be that? Minus cot x and cosec x. Okay. Now one more thing, that if we are given two functions in multiplication, like we are given, let us see the differentiation of, we have to find d by dx of, we can say, x sin x. Okay, this is we can say, we are given two functions of x. The first one is x and the second one is sin x. Okay, so how we will find this? For this we have a rule, which is d by, you can say, d by d du by dv. Sorry, du into v divided by dx. Okay, this is first function, this is second function. These both u and v, they are functions of x. So how we will find? First of all, we will put first function outside and differentiate the second function, and we will add and what we will do next, we will put the second function outside and differentiate the first function. Okay, the same thing we have to do here, but there is one problem. What is that? That which function should be considered first and which should be considered second. Okay, for that we are having one more rule, which is called ILET. Okay, first one, I stands for inverse, L stands for logarithmic, okay, and A stands for arithmetic, T stands for trigonometric, and here E stands for exponential. Okay, so in this way we have to consider the functions as first and second. How? If there is an inverse term in the function, that term will be considered as first function and the other term will be considered as second function. If we are having a logarithmic function or we can say logarithmic function in the question, that will be considered second term if we are not having inverse function in the question. Okay, and the same way we have to follow the other things also. Now here in this function we are having one arithmetic term and the second one is trigonometric term. So see, here first we have to consider arithmetic term, and in second preference we have to give to the trigonometric term. So first function is here, what will be the first function? X, and the second function will be sin x. So what will be the differentiation of this? So first function we have to put outside and we will be differentiating the sine function or second function as this, and we will put an addition sign, and second function outside and differentiating the first function. So after solving this, first function is as it is differentiation of sin x is, we have learned it is cos x, and now addition sign and sin x as it is, and d by dx is 1. Okay, so what will be the differentiation? It will be x cos x plus sin x. Okay, now if we are given two functions as we can say in dividend form, okay, as let us assume the function given to us is sin x divided by x. We have to differentiate now this function. This is in the quotient form. Okay, so we are having the rule for this type of function also, like this function is like u divided by v. This function we can say is in this form. Okay, so for this we are having the formula, which is, see, we want to find d by dx, so it will the formula for this type of function will be, we have to consider this function, that is v function, outside and differentiate the upper function. Okay, now we are having negative sign in between and we have to put the first function outside and differentiate the second function, and in the denominator of this whole equation we are having the square of, we can say, denominator. Okay, the same following this formula we can simply differentiate this function, but we will get here u is sin x and v is x. So first of all we will put x outside and differentiate this sin with respect to dx. Okay, now negative sign in between, sin outside sin x, and differentiating d by dx of the first function, the denominator function, which is x, and in the denominator of this we will be having x square. Okay, the square of denominator function. So what we will get? We will get x, and we already know differentiation of sin x is cos x minus sin x divided by x square. Okay, so this both this type of functions should be clear to you, all the students. Now, okay, this was all about the basics of differentiation. Okay, so thank you. Next we will be discussing in the next lecture.